Hello, Capricorn. Welcome to Intuitive Gems. My name is Desiree, and I will be doing your money, wealth, finance, prosperity, abundance reading for the month of July 2020. If this is your first time catching one of my videos, I do want to say welcome, and I invite you to subscribe because I do these readings each and every month, and I would love to share your money message with you. For the readings for July, I will be using the Groovy Weight Tarot deck. For clarifiers, I will use my Radiant Rider-Waite Tarot deck, as I always do. And then Capricorn, I will close out your reading with a Goddess Power Oracle card. So let's go ahead and get right into it. Let's see what July has for Capricorn. As it relates to money, wealth, finances, prosperity, and abundance for the month of July 2020. What do we need to know for the sign of Capricorn? Okay. All right, Capricorn, looks like your money game is going to actually be pretty strong as we start off July. Let's see. I want to make sure everybody is in frame here. Yeah, your money game is going to start off strong in July, Capricorn. So that's good. Whatever you're doing now, it's working. It's paying off. If it's not paying off yet, it very well will be very soon. There's still going to be some loose ends that you need to tie up, but nothing major from what I can see, at least not at the beginning of July. So let's take a look at what we've got going on. We have the Two of Pentacles in reverse. We have the World card in reverse. Six of Swords upright. Page of Swords in reverse. Then we have the Six of Pentacles upright and the Queen of Pentacles upright. This is how I know your money game is going to be strong once we hit that first week of July. But starting here, this also tells me that you're on the right track, that things are coming together. You're starting to get either caught up on bills, you're starting to get payments squared away, or you're even probably getting ahead of your bills. And whatever the case is, you're not balancing. You're not robbing Peter to pay Paul. You're not paying this bill and then skipping another one. No, you're getting caught up. You're starting to kind of figure out, how your money is flowing, what's the best way for you to delegate funds, what you can kind of splurge on, what you need to cut back on. Very good decisions that you're starting to make, and you're going to start seeing the payoff of that once we hit the first week of July, Capricorn. Now we have the World card in the reverse position. That tells me that the cycle is not complete. That means there's still some loose ends that need to be tied up. Now this is not anything negative. It's just something to pay attention to. Make sure that, whatever you're starting, that you're finishing. Make sure that whatever project you're working on, job that you're doing, make sure you tie up those loose ends. You don't want to leave anything or anyone hanging. Now we have the Six of Swords here. This tells me you could be taking a trip once we hit the first week of July. If you're not taking a trip this week, you're probably going to be planning a trip, or you could be invited on a trip. Maybe you have a work, thing coming up where it involves travel, or maybe some temporary relocating. Whatever the case may be, you are going to be experiencing some movement once we hit July. Now we have the Page of Swords here. This means that you're also going to be getting some information as it relates to something being eliminated, or something being cut off, something being stopped, something being removed. Now, how this plays out as it relates to your money and to your business and to your work is that whatever it is, it's going to be something is going to be eliminated, and you're going to benefit in some way. So, let's say someone gets fired or someone gets laid off. Well, now you get a promotion, or you get a raise, you get increased, responsibility, and you get to kind of move up in your position, so to speak. So there's going to be something going away, excuse me, but it's going to be something that benefits you. Now, we also have the Six of Pentacles here. You're going to be feeling very generous. You could be in the mood to donate money, maybe contribute to a charity or a worthy cause that you have, your heart, really involved with. It could also be, too, where you're just feeling like you're in a position to help someone in a financial way. Could be your children, could be a sibling, could be a partner, a friend, whatever the case may be. You're just going to really feel like you can help someone, and you actually step up to do so. Finally, we have the Queen of Pentacles. Now, the Queen of Pentacles is all about smart money decisions. She's also someone who really kind of studies the industry, studies the markets, someone who studies trends and pays attention to how things are going. And because she studies and spends so much time researching and really acquires a lot of information, she is in the position to where she can almost kind of predict what's going to happen next. And this is something that I think you Capricorns are really, really good at. Not to say that you don't have psychic ability, but even just in your everyday intellectual life, you have a really good gauge of what's happening and what could happen based on the current events and current circumstances. So this is definitely going to serve you well once we move into July. All right, Capricorn, so things are looking good so far. Let's see what else is showing up for you as it relates to money, wealth, finances, prosperity, and abundance. For the month of July 2020, what do we need to know for the sign of Capricorn? All right, and it looks like the good things just keep on coming for you. We have the Star and the Moon reverse, the Guru. Then we have Four of Cups reverse and the Wheel of Fortune. Now, the Guru card is unique to this deck. This kind of talks about your own inner journey, your own inner enlightenment, but we'll go deeper into that once we get there. Let's start here, the Star and the Moon card, both in the reverse. The Star card talks about you probably... I always hesitate to kind of categorize this card because it's a very positive card, but depending on, what exactly it is that you're doing, this card can take on several different powerful meanings, all of them very good. If you work in an industry where there's a lot of fame, entertainment industry, this card comes up when I do readings for performers and people who are in the public eye. This card talks about that you're going to be in the spotlight in some way, and it's like a celebrity card. It means that sometimes you're getting attention, and sometimes it's overwhelming. It's still good, but you're still trying to adjust to all that attention, and you're trying not to get anxious about it. Now, the Star card is also a very, very positive card in the sense that if you're trying to achieve something, this says that, yes, you're on the right path, you're moving in the right direction, but, there's still some things that need to be worked out. You're not totally there, but you're getting there. Also, the Star card is a health card, so it sometimes shows up when we need to pay attention to our health, and I'm feeling just intuitively, Capricorn, that's more about what we're talking about here with you. You do need to pay attention to your health. You need to make your health a priority. You need to really do what you can to make sure you're staying well during these times, especially in the month of July. Now, July could be a very busy month for you, and if you're going to keep up with the pace of your life and the goals that you have set in place, you really have to pay attention to I'm getting adrenals here. I don't know, Capricorn, be careful that you're not burning out from adrenal fatigue. I'm also getting sleep, so you need to make sure you're getting enough rest, okay? You don't need to hustle and grind 24/7. You do need sleep. I'm seeing somehow, some way, you need at least 12 hours for regenerative purposes. And I know nobody really sleeps 12 hours a night, but sometimes we have those 1 days where we can sleep for 12 hours. And this is just what I'm getting intuitively. You know, it may not apply to you, that's fine. But for those of you who are really kind of going, you're going to have to make time to slow down. Okay, because you've got some things coming and you need to be 100% for those things. Now, we also have the Moon card here in reverse. This is excellent because it talks about information that was once hidden is going to be brought to the surface, brought to light. Something's going to be revealed, and it's going to be something that helps you in some way, shape, or form, especially as it relates to your money, to your career, to your business. Now we have the Guru here. Again, this is your own personal enlightenment journey. Sometimes you have to be your own savior. Sometimes you have to realize no one is coming to save you. It doesn't mean people don't care. It doesn't mean that people don't love you. But sometimes you really have to understand that you have to be your own advocate. You have to be the one who makes things a priority that truly matter to you, because nobody else is going to do it. Like I said, it doesn't mean they don't love you, doesn't mean they don't care. But, you know, you come to this realization that, you know, it is about me. And I don't mean that to sound selfish if you interpret it that way. Okay. But for you, Capricorn, it is about you, okay? It's not about someone else's reaction or someone else's opinion, but it is about you and really creating that life and that business and that cash flow that you want. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong because you're not doing it at the expense of other people, but at the same time, you're not going to sacrifice yourself in order to, you know, make things happen. I mean, obviously there's sacrifices you make along the way when you're pursuing a goal, but you're not going to put someone else's needs ahead of your own. Okay. And this doesn't apply, obviously, you know, to, you know, if you're a mom and you've got kids and, or you've got, you know, someone that depends on you. I'm not saying that, but you really have to understand that your needs are just as, if not more important, because if you're not okay, then those around you will not be okay either. Now, let's go into the Four of Cups here. This means that you're not going to have a lot of options coming up right now as it relates to your work, to your money, to your cash flow, business, your investments. But that's okay. You know, it actually might be good because it gives you time to really sit down with what you do have to decide from, and it allows you to kind of really focus and hone in on the choices and the opportunities that are before you, and you don't have to kind of wonder, oh, what else is on the horizon? No, you're going to be focused on what's happening right here, right now. Finally, we have the Wheel of Fortune, one of the luckiest cards in the deck, if not the luckiest card in the deck. Things really start turning around for your favor, or in your favor, once we hit that second week of July, Capricorn. Like I said, you need to get ready because this is the ride is good and things are definitely happening for you in a positive way. The Wheel of Fortune talks about good luck, unexpected good luck, serendipity, being in the right place at the right time, connecting with the right people in the right way. Sometimes it happens when there's an unexpected cash, gift, surprise, winnings. Whatever the case may be, this is good, Capricorn. So once we hit the end of the second week of July, you're going to see some very positive, good, happy things. So this is exciting, Capricorn. I'm very, very happy and excited for you. All right, so let's go ahead and clarify and see what else is showing up for the sign of Capricorn as it relates to money, wealth, finances, prosperity, and abundance. For the month of July 2020, what do we need to know for the sign of Capricorn? All right, Capricorn, so you've got a repeater card here, and that's interesting. So we've got the Two of Pentacles here. Now, remember, that was your very first card for the reading for July. Now, this tells me that you could be kind of maybe getting a little overconfident in your money, and you realize, okay, I do have to go back and kind of hold on to, you know, the finances a little bit, or maybe I need to balance something. Maybe you're just feeling a little bit of, I want to say insecure You know, is it that because you don't have a certain amount of money, you feel like, oh my God, I don't have enough? Or do you truly have enough, but you're feeling a little insecure because you just, you know, are kind of feeling afraid because the current state of our economy is very uncertain? Or maybe you're nervous that, you know, something's going to happen with your job, with your partner's job, with your business, with your children. I'm getting the sense that this is money insecure, but you don't need to be, okay? Remember what we've talked about. You've got good things going. You can release the worry, release the fear. You're going to be just fine. Now we have the Six of Wands. Now this is interesting too, because remember I told you the Star card is all about celebrity, all about being in the spotlight, all about sometimes fame. The Six of Wands is all about recognition, being noticed for a job well done, having the attention being put on you. People notice you, people see you, you're showing up, for yourself in a big way or for your business. You're branding, you're starting to get fans, followers, people who are really loyal to you and they're passionate about what you do and they want to be, quote, in your tribe. So this is really good. If you are working on a project that does put you in the public eye or something that does make you very well known on social media, you're going to keep moving in that direction. You're going to keep growing. You're going to keep getting more and more well known as we move through the second half of July. Now, the Seven of Wands here, this tells me that you're going to have to be careful when it comes to communication, okay? Some people may misunderstand you. There could be some miscommunications going on, especially as it relates to work, your business, finances, investments, anything that involves your financial life or your work or career life. Be very clear about what you mean and say what you mean what you say, and don't rush to any assumptions, right? You just have to be very careful with your communication because people are going to misinterpret what you say or they're going to just not hear you, okay? And then you're going to have to probably re-explain, use different words, say it several times, that type of thing. Now we have the Knight of Pentacles here. This means that someone is showing up to give you some type of support, some type of help financially. I see this card a lot when someone is waiting for a loan to come in or waiting to hear back on a loan or some type of government assistance or some type of an assistance program. This also means, like I said, there's going to be help for you financially in some way, or this could be some type of help showing up for you as it relates to your work or to your business. Next, we have the Hierophant. You're going to probably be feeling a little bit of maybe spiritual or religious. I'm feeling too with this Hierophant card, like there could be some type of I keep getting the word religious, so maybe that's what I should just say. There's a religious aspect to what you're doing. Maybe it could be a church, you're involved with a church or a charity of some sort. But I don't feel like you're I don't feel like it's, like a regular, Sunday service kind of thing. I feel like this is an event you're involved with, like a one-time thing. Like maybe you make a big donation to your church or your mother's church or maybe your neighbor's church. It's like you get involved with some type of a religious thing, not on an ongoing basis, but you make a contribution in some way. Once we hit the second half of July, like I said, I'm feeling like maybe you make a big donation or maybe you spend some time volunteering for a church because they're doing good in the community. Something along those, something along that where it's not like you're totally into this particular religion, but it's something that you see they're doing good and you want to help the cause. All right, let's continue on, Capricorn, and see what else shows up for you as it relates to money, wealth, finances, prosperity, and abundance. For the month of July 2020, What do we need to know for the sign of Capricorn? Okay. All right. You want to come out too? There we go. Interesting, Capricorn. Once we move towards the end of July, looks like you're going through some... looks like some disappointment here. Not anything major. But I see this card and then I see the Ten of Swords. But let's start here. Seven of Cups in the reverse talks about, again, you probably just not having a whole lot of choices, but you're kind of okay with that. You may only have one option as it relates to your plans financially, and you're fine with that. You're like, okay, let's go ahead and move in that direction. So, you know, don't feel like, you know, there's something that you're not considering, or there's something that, you know, you don't know about. It looks like whatever it is that you're doing, that's probably going to be the best option for you right now. And so your best bet would be just to kind of go with it. Instead of fighting it, or instead of, like I said, keep wasting time saying, oh, there has to be something else, there has to be something else. There could be something else, but is that something else best for you? And this card tells me that right now, whatever it is you're doing, stick with it and write it out, and don't get too distracted by diverting your attention in many different directions. We also have the Ace of Pentacles here in the reverse. This tells me that you're going to have a new project, but it's going to be put on hold. There's another money-making venture, another money project, something going on, and you're going to have to put that on hold, at least probably at the end of July. This is probably actually going to pay off because it's going to give you more time to do research, maybe rework your plans in some way, maybe save up or invest a little bit more money, buy some more equipment, you know, something like that. Whatever this new enterprise is, just know that it will be put on hold or delayed for some reason, but that's actually going to work out in your favor. And I can say that because we have the King of Wands here. Now, the King of Wands is usually somebody in authority who is noticing you, paying attention to you. Could be a boss, a supervisor, maybe somebody that you interviewed with. It's like they have their eye on you, and it's good. You know, they're considering you either for a raise or a promotion, or they're definitely interested in hiring you. This is good. It means somebody in authority is paying attention to you or is noticing you. Now we have the Three of Swords here. This is in the reverse, so that's a very good card because it talks about that you're healing from something emotional. You're kind of moving on, letting go, and recovering from some type of a heartbreak. Now, this could be disappointment in your personal life. It could also be disappointment in your professional life. You know, depends on where you are, what you're going through. Just know that, you know, it takes time to kind of recover from some type of pain and disappointment, especially if it was something, you know, big or something really serious. And you're on the path to healing and recovery, and you're doing quite well with that. You know, sometimes it'll probably show up here and there, but you're doing good. The worst is over. Now it's just about looking forward and moving forward too. Six of Swords. Now, we saw this card. Where did we see this card? I thought we saw this card earlier. Maybe we didn't. Oh, yes, we did. Here it is. We have the Six of Swords here in reverse. This is the same card here in the upright position. So whatever this trip was, looks like you plan it, or you know, book it, and then maybe by the end of July you decide, or maybe you don't decide. Maybe something happens and that trip gets canceled or postponed. So whatever it is, you may have a delay with this trip, or, you know, with some type of a movement, some type of a, you know, physical, geographical, you know, moving. Something is going to be slowed down here. It'll either be canceled or postponed altogether. You'll get word of that at the end of July. It could also be, you know, going into August here, where the trip kind of, you know, gets rearranged, and so you're like, oh, okay, now we're not going on this date, we're going on this date, we're not leaving at this time, or, you know, whatever the case may be. There's going to be some type of change involved with that trip. So just be open and try and stay flexible. Finally, we have the Ten of Swords here, Ten of Swords in the upright. Now, this is an interesting card because it just kind of hung out and it just kind of showed up at the end. I'm feeling like this is something that's going to apply to the following month of August, because when I looked at the entire reading, this guy just seems so random and so out of place. This is the heartbreak, or not heartbreak, stab in the back betrayal card. Now, it just seems so odd that it doesn't make sense. That's why I'm seeing that, or I'm feeling like this could probably be something moving into August. Is someone doing something of a betrayal and you feel it? Or could it apply to what's going on this month, and then you finally come to that realization at the end of July? It's interesting that it fell on the Hierophant, because this is about a card of you feeling passionate about doing something really, really good. And is it because you do something really, really good and this card shows up because you find out that maybe someone scammed, maybe someone lied, maybe someone, maybe you donated a bunch of money and you found out it was a fraudulent thing? That could be. So whatever the case may be, like I said, there's two ways we can go. This could either be, moving into August, where you realize somebody was doing something and it was a betrayal. It could also be something scam, fraudulent, dishonest, in relation to maybe someone who presented themselves as a wholesome charity. So I'm not going to call it either way. You guys can let me know as your month kind of progresses if this applies. Because this card showed up so randomly at the end of the spread, I'm not sure. I'm not sure how that fits in, because it just seems so different from everything else that we've read. So anyways, like I said, I'm not going to stress it, because I'm looking at the rest of the cards here, and you do have a pretty solid month, Capricorn. You've got a lot going on, and but most of it is good, and you do have some things that you're going to pay attention to, but for the most part, I think that this is going to be a very progressive month for you. All right, Capricorn, let's go ahead and close out your reading with a Goddess Power Oracle card. This is a beautiful deck, and I am anxious to see what shows up. Now, this is interesting. We got card number 49. And if I'm not pronouncing this correctly, go ahead and correct me down below. But the card says Uzumi, and the card is humor. So I think that's kind of cute, especially because, like I said, I didn't know what was going on with this last card, but I don't know if that was just something odd to pay attention to. But whatever it is, we'll just stay open, and like I said, we'll see what shows up. So this is the card of humor, so I want you to have a fun, lighthearted, joyful, humorous July. I think you are going to be, just really laughing and smiling a lot, Capricorn. At least that's what I'm feeling for you. So I hope you enjoyed this reading. I hope it was helpful. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, observations, feel free to drop them down in the comment section below. And if you'd like to connect with me for a private reading, I will have that information linked for you in the description as well. All right, Capricorn, thank you so much for spending this time with me. We'll do it again next month.